It was 6:42 p.m. on a rainy Thursday. Ntowbea sat on the cold tiled floor of a tiny room in Ekropon. Curtains drawn, power out. The only light came from her dying phone screen. It had been 3 weeks since Kojo ghosted her. 3 weeks since the man who once prayed with her, helped her register for her first business, whispered, "I will never leave you," vanished. No test, no explanation, no goodbye. Just silence and memories that refused to rot. She hated how much she still loved him. She hated herself more for checking his WhatsApp status every night. Her body was tired, her soul even more. She hadn't eaten all day. Her mother had called twice, but she didn't answer. What would she say? That the man who felt like home walked away like a stranger? Then the phone rang. This time, it wasn't her mother. It was Mrs. Opoku, her old university lecturer. Ntobea's thumb hovered over the decline button. She almost didn't pick up. But something, maybe God, maybe grace, nudged her. She answered. "Ntowbea?" Her voice cracked. Yes, please, I'm here." "I don't know what you are going through," the woman said, "but I felt led to call you. Just wanted to say, you are not your pain." That broke her. She wept, loud, messy sobs, the kind that had been stuck in her chest for days. Mrs. Opoku didn't interrupt. She just stayed, silent, patient. Then she said something that stuck. "Start small, drink water, get up, and tomorrow do one thing for yourself." That night, Ntowbea drank water. Then she journaled, "I want to feel whole again." The next morning, she filmed herself mixing shea butter and lavender oil. No filter, just her hands, her kitchen, her healing. She posted it. No hashtags, no expectation. By 3 p.m., someone messaged, "Do you sell this?" That was the beginning. Some months later at Mampong Market, shouts from traders, the clang of pans, the chatter of customers brushing past stalls. Ntowbea stood quietly behind a small wooden table. No fancy banners, no catchy slogans. Just 6 jars of a handcrafted shea lavender butter and a painted sign that read, "SELAH Organics, from pain to purpose." She didn't shout. She didn't chase. She simply showed up every single day. That Tuesday, a woman in white stopped by. She was elegant, calm, the kind of woman who made silence feel expensive. She picked up a jar, opened the lid, and inhaled deeply. "This smell," she murmured, her voice touched by memory. "It reminds me of my grandmother in Ho." Ntowbea nodded gently. Shea butter lavender, nothing more. The woman looked at the label, lingered for a moment, then placed the jar back down and disappeared into the crowd. Ntowbea didn't expect her back, but the next day she returned. She didn't browse, didn't ask questions, didn't speak. She simply walked up, reached into her clutch, and set a clean white envelope containing her address, her order, and some money on the table. She looked at it, then at the woman. But by the time Ntowbea glanced back up, she was already gone. Ntowbea stood behind her stand, holding the envelope in her hand, her breath caught in her throat. No one saw it, but it felt holy, like something sacred had passed between them. A silent yes, a quiet beginning. Some days passed. Ntowbea returned to the market. Same table, same jars, But something in her had shifted. The day was still. The market was slow, but the air felt light. Ntowbea stood behind her table, not selling, not striving, just being. She closed her eyes for a moment and let the breeze wash over her. It brushed her skin softly, lifted the edge of her skirt, warm and playful like the universe breathing back. She smiled, not the smile of achievement, but of arrival, of healing. And for the first time in a long time, she whispered to herself, "The wind has changed." It was a bright Saturday in Laboni. Ntowbea had just finished speaking at a women's event. Her words had made people cry, laugh, and write things down. She stepped outside to wait for her Uber. And that's when she saw him. Kojo, still tall, still handsome, still carrying the crooked smile. He hadn't seen her yet. Ntowbea? She turned. He froze. Ntowbea? Wow, you look amazing. Hello, Kojo. There was silence. Then he tried. I've thought about you. I wasn't in a good place back then. I know I disappeared. She raised a gentle hand. It's okay. You don't owe me anything. He blinked. I don't? No, because I healed without it. She reached into her tote bag and handed him a small jar. SELAH Organics, calm lavender butter. I turned the heartbreak into something soft, she said, and I forgave you, not because you asked, but because I needed peace more than I needed answers. He stood there, holding the jar, speechless. She smiled. Take care of yourself, Kojo. She turned, stepped into the Uber, and didn't look back. Later that evening, Ntowbea returned to her mother's home. The smell of light soup and fufu filled the air. Her mother was slicing garden eggs in the kitchen. You are late, she said, not looking up. I had a long day, Ntowbea replied. Her mother paused. A good one, or the kind that teaches you something? Ntowbea smiled. Both. She sat across from her. After a moment, she said, I saw Kojo. Knife paused mid-air. Her mother gently put it down. Ah! He wanted to explain. I didn't let him. I just forgave him. Her mother reached across the table and held her hand. You did well. Ntowbea swallowed hard. I didn't cry. I didn't shake. I didn't feel small. Her mother nodded. Because you remembered who you are. You forgot for a while, but you are back. They sat in silence. Soft music played in the distance. A peaceful stillness filled the room. You know, her mother said, when you started making that butter, I knew it wasn't just cream. You were putting yourself back together, one jar at a time. Ntowbea laughed through sudden tears. Mama, should I print that on a label? Her mother smiled. No, print it on your heart. Healing isn't loud. Sometimes it's butter in a jar. Sometimes it's the call you almost didn't answer. Sometimes it's walking away without needing revenge. Sometimes it's your mother's hands.